take this into the political realm, because that is a part of your calling, is that Christians shouldn't avoid this arena and shouldn't avoid thinking about such things.
Right. Yeah, I think if we avoid the political arena, then we're bad stewards, because God has put the political arena and certain things in our sphere of influence, and we need to use it to love our neighbor. We need to use it to help the poor, to help the refugee, and otherwise. This is a tool that we can use. The problem is, instead of thinking of it as a tool, it becomes part of our identity. So if I'm in the Democratic Party or if I'm in the Republican Party, this is my identity, and I have to win based on that identity. We're saying, no, be involved because it's important, but it's not all important, and you have to keep a biblical perspective, or else you're losing even when you think you're winning.
So really, anytime my identity as a Christ follower isn't in Christ, I lose. This is a losing proposition. Doesn't matter the party.
That's right.
I'm putting too much on something that can't deliver.
Exactly, right. And that's what we talk about party loyalty. So I'm a Democrat, been a Democrat my whole life, but my identity's not there. And so what I tell people is, what's the point of party loyalty, so to speak? Does it mean that when there's bad behavior or bad policy, you're going to support them anyway? Otherwise, you're just choosing what the best policy is, or who the best person to vote for is. I think when we really get into that loyalty to a party and all that stuff, that's where we go wrong, because it's not necessarily about what's right. As you said before, it's about winning. And the AND campaign talks about over and over that when in conflict, in politics, we have to choose the witness over the win. And those two things often come into conflict. And so we have to be okay. I'm a strategist. I don't strategize to lose. Right. But I have to be okay with losing if it means I have to make sure my witness is biblical and that it's expressing the things that will glorify God. Okay,
you gotta unpack that a little bit further though. So there's that conflict between the witness and the win. Yeah. And you're saying there are times if you're in conflict, you choose the witness because this is what your calling is?
That's right. Yeah, so for instance, in politics, sometimes it's just, and I was a political strategist and I got this wrong a lot. Sometimes I need to win no matter what. I have to make sure that I win, whether I put down my opponent, where I treat them poorly, whether I lie on them or whatever, I have to get the win. That's not a Christian perspective, and that's not how we should go about it. We should do what we can to win, to be passionate, to organize and get people together, to really galvanize people.
That's why somebody gets in a race.
Issue. That's why you get into the race. But when that moment comes where you can say, I can win if I do it the wrong way, or I can win if I support somebody who's putting out a terrible witness, we have to pull back and say, who I am is more important than this win. This is a broken world. It's not going to be completely fixed. I can do what's right, and I'm actually doing more of what's right if my witness is right. And it's being able to see the forest from the trees. It's being able to step back and say, this is what's really important. Am I professing the gospel? When somebody looks at me in this win, are they looking and seeing a Christian? Are they just looking to see somebody who's just like everybody else who do whatever they have to do to win?